In just the last few minutes, Charlie Rose has done an interview with one of the leading Senate Republicans. Charlie?
Marco Rubio said earlier today that, in fact, if Donald Trump got the nomination, it would destroy the Republican Party. Joining us now is South Carolina Senator and former Republican presidential candidate Lindsey Graham. Welcome, Senator Graham.
Thank you very much for having me.
Is the Republican Party about ready to destroy itself?
Well, I think we're about ready to lose to the most dishonest politician in America, Hillary Clinton. And how could you do that? Nominate somebody who's crazy. I think dishonest beats crazy. That's our problem.
So you're prepared
and Donald
to support...
Trump, I think, is just crazy, the things he says. But congratulations. Look what he's done. He invited Hillary and Bill Clinton to his wedding. He gave money to Harry Reid and Chuck Schumer. He said George W. Bush lied about the Iraq War and caused 9/11, and he's about to become the Republican Party nominee. That's very hard to do, so you got to give him some credit.
So what will it do to the Republican Party if he is the nominee?
Oh, well, we'll be divided, but we're going to lose. I mean, the Hispanic community is trying to tell us that they want to be Republicans. We just won't let them. You know, Bush got 44% of the Hispanic vote in 2004, and we're down to 27%. You'll never convince me that Donald Trump is the answer to the problem we have with the Hispanics. It will tear the party apart. It will divide conservatism, and we're going to lose to Hillary Clinton, have the third term of Barack Obama.
So
that's what's going to happen.
So there is no way you seem to be suggesting at the convention or before the convention to stop Donald Trump from being the nominee?
Short of a major scandal, probably not. And if Marco doesn't win Florida, I don't know how he goes forward. If Kasich loses Ohio, you know, Ted Cruz is not my favorite by any means, and I don't wish him ill. I was making a joke about Ted, but we may be in a position where after rally around Ted Cruz is the only way to stop Donald Trump.
So you would,
and I'm not so sure that would work.
But you'd recommend that in order to stop Donald Trump, rally behind Ted Cruz?
I can't believe I would say yes, but yes.
So when you look at Donald Trump, he's doing something right. He is saying something that the Republican voters are saying yes, a lot more than they said yes to Lindsey Graham.
Oh, absolutely. I got beat like a drum, so take what I say with a grain of salt. But 35% of my party believes that Barack Obama's a Muslim born in Kenya. Here's what I think is going on. They see in Donald Trump the anti-Obama, a strong man that can't be bought, a successful man that will fix a broken town called Washington that doesn't know anything to anybody, a guy that will tell our enemies, you know, get back in line and will change America and make it great again. What I see is a demagogue, somebody that has solutions that will never work, that is playing on people's prejudices and the dark side of politics. That's what I see. So we're seeing two different people in Donald Trump. We'll see what the average person sees. Yeah. That's what this is about, the independent voter, not me or Bernie Sanders, but the independent voter.
But, Senator, you seem to be saying that Hillary Clinton will beat Donald Trump.
No, I'm not seem to be saying that. I am saying that.
Yes.
like a drum.
And if that happens, there's a great division in the Republican Party. Do you have the Trump wing of the party and the establishment wing of the party?
Hire's what I'm going to tell people when we lose to Hillary. I told you that the immigration issue is killing us. We're doubling down on the problem we have with Hispanics. We went from self-deportation to forced deportation. Have you ever heard the statement, too big to fail? We're too stubborn to win. So here's what I'm going to say in November when we lose. I told you so. Please quit beating up on the Hispanic community. Quit saying that most illegal immigrants are rapists and drug dealers, because they're not. Try to open up the party to conservatism in a fashion that will allow us to grow. We're losing because we're in a demographic death spiral.
It is
how many times do you have to lose to understand why you're losing? We're in a demographic death spiral with Hispanics and young people, and Donald Trump's not the answer to our problems.
Yeah, but at the same time, you're too late to stop him, many people will say. And
absolutely.
So that means the fault lies with you and the Republican establishment.
Blame me if you want to. All I can say is that Ted Cruz says we're losing because we nominate Mitt Romney John McCain and Bob Dole, who are moderates, and there are 50 million evangelicals who won't vote for a candidate like Mitt Romney. I say we're losing because we're driving away the fastest growing demographic in America, Hispanics, who should be our voters. We come across as really intolerant to young people, that conservatism would sell to anybody, but the way we're approaching the public at large is not working. So there's a theory here between me and Ted as to why we're losing, and I believe Donald Trump's going to get killed with Hispanics. He has an 80% disapproval rating with growth potential.
Thank you, Senator Graham.